A border clear.
That's your service.
What?
That's your service.
It's a third. The holiday, the Yom Tov Purim, I think that's the topic tonight. It's probably the most confusing Yom Tov that we have. Every other Yom Tov is, we know what the tachlis of the Yom Tov is.
I'm away from you.
We know the tachlis of the Yom Tov. We know they say from the Arizal, unbelievable memory. They say the Arizal says that Yom Kippur is Yom Kippurim. It's something that when you hear it, you're sort of behelam. I don't know how to say behelam in Russian. How do you say behelam in Russian? You're completely taken aback. Yeah, Yom Kippur, we know we go to shul, we put on our kippur and our talis, we say our chay so many times, we don't eat, and we daven, and I'm sure all the years the Klal Yisrael put together would be a yam. And we know Yom Kippur, after Yom Kippur, Hashem Elokim, a person has to strive to be like a malach, and we clean off our various, and we come out smelling nice. On Purim, we're a little taken aback that Yom Kippurim, in other words, that Purim is bigger yet than Yom Kippur. What is the Arizal saying? That Purim has a bigger madrega than. So what happened? What happened to us, maybe? And what are we supposed to focus on Purim? That the Arizal made such a statement that Yom Kippur. This is, I think, a good question. A question that we have to try to at least give us a little. You have a GPS. You know, the GPS tells you how it's going to take you to a certain place, right? A direction. So maybe we have to find a little direction of how can we reach that darga that Purim will give us some. Now we have a lot of things that are happening on Purim that seem to contradict this. In Philadelphia, there used to be a Rebbe, one of the Rosh Yeshivas, his name was Mendel Kaplan. I don't know if you heard of him. Mendel Kaplan was a world-renowned mechanech. Now, I'll say over something from him, only because he said it. I wouldn't say such a thing. But he told his class, I heard from my brother-in-law who was in his class, I was not in his class. I left Philadelphia before he came. My brother-in-law told me that he said once that he was on the train. I'm older, used to use the train. Now today, no one uses the train. No one knows what the train looks like, unless if you have to go to Manhattan every day. And he was going to a wedding, and a Schwarzer came over to him and says, "Rabbi, where are you going?" So I told him, he says, "I'm going to our wedding." So the Schwarzer says, "Oh, Rabbi, very good. Have a good time." So he told the class, "What is this Schwarzer telling me? You see the guy, he was a mechanech. What was this Schwarzer telling me?" He says, "What's hat der Schwarzer?" I say in Yiddish, I can say in Yiddish. Sounds better in Yiddish. "What's hat der Schwarzer mir gesagt?" What are you telling me? Mir gesagt, Chosen Kalle, go to the L. You have a good time. Yeah? His point was that we're doing things, and sometimes the Ika goes to the L. But you have a good time. So we spend Purim, we have mitzvahs hayom, and we sort of short-circuit them. Megillah doesn't become so important. We didn't hear it so good, but we did hear it so good. I just saw Rabbi Yashiv reads the Megillah in a kosher Megillah together with the Chazan, and he holds that full reading the Megillah b'tzibur. He does it because he feels that he can't concentrate and hear every word. His mind wanders away sometimes. Sometimes you're listening with your finger, and your mind wanders off for a second, 2 seconds. Rabbi Yashiv. And we listen to the Megillah, check, okay. Not only that, we don't go to the Megillah landing where it takes 3/4 of an hour. Such a shul is banned in our minds. We have to go to a shul. We have to quickly leave the Megillah because we got to go home to the place. You have to give shlachmanas. You have to dress up the kids. You have to go to this guy's house. That's it's a whole day here. So we sometimes we're taking shortcuts in the Megillah. We know we're reading the Megillah twice. There's no other mitzvah that we're doing twice in one day, and you're making it a shechiyana on both times. We have to understand why the Chazal Misakin, the Gemara speaks about it at the night. It was a separate, but we're doing the same exact thing. You see that the Megillah was so important on Purim. Comes the Yetzer Hara. No, I have to get up early and daven in a fast terach minyan. Why? Because I have so much to do today. I have to take the kids to the Rebbe, and I have good things. Good things. I have to visit this one. I have to drink a little bit. This guy's giving out a good schnapps over here. This guy. Takes a whole day. You come to the Suda 10 minutes before Shkia. Oh, let's watch. Is this what the Chazal wanted? So we have to understand what does Chazal want from all these things. Now, the most misunderstood and most enigmatic thing that's happening on Purim is, of course, the mitzvah of Chayev Inish L'Psumei B'Ripuya Ad L'Yod. It became a heter to get drunk and to throw up and to feel sick and not to eat the Suda and not to do the mitzvah Zayin properly. Bochum came to my house collecting money. I'm in the middle of the Suda. I said, did you eat the Suda yet? No. And they're half drunk already. Half drunk. They're sick. They can't even eat. They're washed the last second. I'm not saying it's a very good thing to collect your money, but to miss out the mitzvah Zayin, you're missing the whole thing. Chos and Kala goes to the hell. And you want to have a good time. It was that Purim. So first of all, we have to understand, how could it be even say such a zach? If somebody will come and say that if someone will stand up over here and says there's no difference between Yamach Shemai, Hitler, and the Vilna Gaon. We'll use the Vilna Gaon. Someone will say there's no difference between Yamach Shemai, Hitler, and the Chavetz Chaim. You stone him. You kill him. You throw him out of Beis Medrash. How can we say such a zah? How can Chazal say that Adol Yoda? How do we understand this? How do we understand? Chayev Inish L'Psumei B'Puri Adol Yoda. We can't mean this. First of all, getting drunk is against Yadus. Not what Yadus is all about. And second of all, to steer it, to say such a zah, Purim, we have to come to a diagram of Yom Kippur, so how can we not know the difference? How can it be a mitzvah? Now, really, the truth is, L'Psumei doesn't mean to drink, by the way. L'Psumei, it says a person should be Mekaris L'Levana, Motzei Shabbos, Shu Mevusim. Mevusim means he's smelling the best. That's the best time of the week. It's after Shabbos, where the Neshama Yisrael is maybe still lingering around a little bit, and he had the relationship with the Rebbeinu Shalom on Shabbos, and that's the time or after Yom Kippur, even though there's a whole shiloh, should you wait 10 days, and maybe it won't be Levana. We're going to do it before, but the meaning is to do it Motzei Yom Kippur, because that's the time when a person, before he eats yet, he's still a malach with the kittel and the talis, and go out and be Mekaris Levana. Chayev Inish L'Psumei B'Puri is that he has to become in a darga that's the highest darga that you can on Purim, through the Shtiyas Hayai. So what are we doing? And how do we do that? What are we doing wrong? And how do we do it right? That's the question. What should we do? How should we focus our Purim? I think this is. I have two things to say. One is a Chassidish thing, which I hold is such a beautiful word. They say in the time of the Baal Shem Tov, I don't know if you heard this, Meister. There was a Gzeira on Klal Yisrael. Anybody heard this story? There was a Gzeira on Klal Yisrael. Nobody's a Chassidish guy. All the Chassidim hear this. There was a Gzeira on Klal Yisrael. So the Baal Shem Tov for State of Kedarka, he sent us Chassidim. There was a certain town, and he said, "Go to this and this Yid and tell him to be Mispal, and the Gzeira will go away." Okay, Chassidim, the Rebbe's up. They went to this town. And they come over here, they ask, where is this person? He said, this person? He's the town shikar. Looking for this person. What are you looking for him? It's about Shem Tov. Okay, he's in the Shank. You know what a Shank is? Shank is a Yiddish word, I don't know. A bar. He's in the Shank. No, so they go over there, and he's drinking, and he's drunk. They look at each other. Look, Shem Tov sent him here. Continues, and they go over to him, so they're the terrible Gzeira on Klal Yisrael. You know, ever heard about Shem Tov? He starts thinking, maybe, yeah. We need you to be Mispal for Klal Yisrael. Because first, I want that bottle over there. You buy me a bottle, I'll do anything you want. All right, they're buying the bottle. I said to him, what should they do? They buy him the bottle. He said, oh, you bought the bottle. Everything should be good. He gave a bracha. I said, by the time they got back, everything was there. It was Nimchak. It was Shalom Yisrael. They asked the Baal Shem Tov, what's going on over here? He sent us to a shikar. What's the story here? So he tells him, I'll tell you, this Yid, he gathered, years ago, he gathered 500 rubles, and he decided he wants to do every Aver Shabbat, every Taiva Shabbat. But he couldn't do it in his own town. You know, Molo Shtetl was very, first of all, they didn't have every Aver Shabbat. You know what a Shtetl looks like. So you figure he'll go to a faraway Shtetl, and he'll find whatever he wants with his saved up. It took him time to save up so much money. On the way, he hears somebody crying from a jail. There was a jail there. And he goes and looks in, what's going on over there? He sees a Yid over there. The Yid is crying in pain. He says, why are you crying? He says, they throw me into the bur. I owe the poets money. They're not giving me to eat. They're hitting me every day. And my family is starving to death. And it's terrible. And I feel I'm going to die over here. I'm never going to see my family again. And it was such a moving story. The guy starts crying. He says, how much do you owe? He says, I owe 500 rubles. The guy starts thinking, he's behelmed. What should I do over here? Because you know what? I happen to have 500 rubles. Took out the money and gave him the money. Now, Shemayim, they said, this Poshet Yid that was ready to do such a virus. And collected, it took him years, collected the money, gave it away. You have to give him, you have to give him a schar. You can't let this go without a schar. Something has to be given. So they said, okay, they'll give him a bracha, that whatever bracha he gives, it will be Mekuyim. That's what they paskin from Al Shamayla, that he should have the power to give a bracha and should be Mekuyim. Nope. After this psak, the Patrick, Malachek Havol said, how could you do that? You know what's going to happen? This guy's a Poshet guy. He's going to give, who knows what he's going to do. He could such a power to do such a that. So they said, okay, we'll pepper it a little. We'll make him into a shikar. So he won't function 100% properly. We'll give him a taivas hashtiya, and that'll sort of offset the whole thing. So say it's about sense of how we do this, I don't know. But if you're a chassid, you believe it. But this is the story, and we believe it. We have to also believe it that this story happened because the Chedush Harim believed it, and the Chedush Harim said this is what happened on Purim. Purim, we know, Kol HaPoishit Yad Neisen Lo. The Rebbeinu Shalom gave us a koyach on Purim. We were makabel the Torah me'ava. We're on such a darg on Purim. We relive Till what happened on Purim? The Torah, the Judaism, Yiddishkeit that we have today happened from Purim. Muktzah, all the dinos Rabbanan. How would our Shabbos be if there wouldn't be a din Muktzah? There wouldn't be dinei Rabbanan. How would our Shabbos look? How would our Shabbos look? How would our lives look without the din, without the Shemona Esrei? We wouldn't have. Ganze Gemara like that. When we're talking a feeling that the God's Klal Yisrael says the same thing. Arba Kantor Torah. The whole yard has changed on Purim. It just came out from Hodev Kibua that the Klal Yisrael, they believed in the Chachamim. It took Mordechai Tzaddik with one person. There were other than being there was Chayyim there was Ezra there was a lot of Mordechai Tzaddik stood up to Haman, stood up to the Koyach Hara, and they were in such a matzah that they were makabel the Torah me'avos. So they made Xeris on Klal Yisrael. There's no shayfer on Shabbos because of Purim. There's no shayfer on Shabbos because of Purim. There's no shayfer on, there's no esrog on Shabbos because of Purim. They wouldn't have listened before that. They wouldn't have listened. They didn't have the power that the Chachamim had. That was just thing. It's mind-boggling how many things we do only because of the Rabbanon. The whole davening, all going to daven 3 times a day is Rabbanon. The Rambam holds the rice is only 1 time a day. You can whatever you want to say, you can say. So the Bereshit gave a koyach of kol ha'poshid yad neisamay v'nahapachu. That on Purim we have a chance to change our lives. Everybody has their own story. We have a chance to change our lives in 1 second. On Purim we have a chance. I want to change. I'm in a meduka. I don't have panos. Whatever is bothering a person, he has a koyach to come to the Bereshit and beg and will be clean. And it can be ma'apa. So what do? We dress our children like shratzim. Very nice. Very nice. Well, we take that whole matana and we throw it away. We throw it away. We go into the limousine and we run around and we throw up on the street and we make it full Hashem. I'm not knocking Chas V'Shalom. It's a big school for Klal Yisrael. We get a lot of stuff on Purim. I'm not coming to, but the tachos of Purim. You have to know what the tachos of Purim is. The tachos of Purim is to come to that darga, and we're throwing it away, Pasha. We're taking it and throwing it in the garbage. So we don't understand what the tachos of Purim is. If we would know what we could, a person, I give you $20 million on Purim, he would act differently. We know on Purim, lately they have, I think downstairs also, they're saying kill him, and there's Yeshivas Mordechai. Lately they're beginning to realize that we have to learn on Purim also. There is the Torah, keep on the kibbutz, there is a Torah on Purim also. There is a Torah on Purim. The commentary doesn't go away on Purim. To the Megillah, we have to go to shul. Not to go to shul. So this is one aspect. Now, this is a Chidush Arib. When I was Shir Docher, instead of work, I'll tell you what happened. I was in Philadelphia, and we used to, at that time, the yeshivas let the Bachim stay. There came a time when they send the Bachim home for him, but they can't handle it. They can't handle the Bachim. They can't handle the Bachim. At that time, they still let us stay. Okay. So in the afternoon, we went to Rabbi's house. They gave what they gave there. There was schnapps on the table. Maybe it wasn't what we consider schnapps. We wouldn't drink it today. Cheap schnapps, but still have. Anyhow, we drank a little bit and we got sick. But anyhow, I remember sitting under the table by Rebellia. Rebellia was patting me on the back. Still could feel his warmth and his kindness. He's singing, Kaylee, Lama, Lama. Kaylee, Lama. Singing this for 10, 15, 20 minutes and patting me on the back. I was very inspired from that as I was getting thicker and thicker. And then when things calmed down a little, I told him I want to tell you the Rashiva word. Now I wasn't in the matter to know if he agreed with me or not, but he didn't yell at me. The fact that he didn't yell at me, he liked the part of the word. So I told him to follow. What is Adonai Yoda? So the Gemara said, Rashi brings down that there's a mushal to a father that's holding a child on his sefer, and the child says, "Hey, Hanavi, where's my father? Doesn't see you. Where's the Bunny Sharm was brought the 5 star company Sharm, and we're very we do the same thing. Hey, Hanavi, where's your Bunny Sharm? The Bunny Sharm not helping you. You don't realize how much the Bunny Sharm doesn't want to help us. All we have to do is turn around and hit him. All we have to do is turn around and see his ashkofa. Hey, Hanavi, the father throws him down. Kollel Now, the Braun Purim knows psychology. Tell later the son, you were a bad boy. He's not going to respond well. You become a kid of Rishvach. Run away. The Braun Purim says, you know what? Remember the He says, remember what the dog did to you. Then he remembers already the Gantazah. So BMS, we have in the world such a perhara. We have now Meshuggah in Iran that's ready to destroy the Gantazah. And the thing that's mind-boggling is that they're going and they're kissing and they call themselves Purim. It's mind-boggling how we don't go and kill these people. We're not allowed to kill them, maybe. It's not China. It's mind-boggling. You see this in the paper, it rips out the heart. To see even the beard that go in there, that people to be so blinded. What is a Russian? This is Haman of Russia. What did Mordechai do? Mordechai spit in his face. Mordechai was the only one that stood up to Haman and said, I'm not bowing down to you. Why was he angry at Mordechai? Because he was Mordechai. Every time Haman came, he was Mavazim. He was standing there with his side, and he said, "I'm not bound down. Lo yichra v'lo yishtach." That's what got him. And the Kollel started playing with him. What do you mean? You be mistaking Kollel yourself. Hara is so big today, and it's coming to remind us, hey, Chanovi, that we have to be responsible for Israel. Comes a day like Purim, say Adonai Yoda. Purim should be in the Madrega. In other words, if we would be in the Madrega, then we don't need the Kollel anymore. Purim, we just reach that dagger. No, we don't need the Kollel. Not that we don't know the difference between Mordechai and Haman. We know the difference. But we shouldn't need that difference. We shouldn't need the Haman to remind us of the bunch. We should be so close to the Braun Purim. Basically the same signal. We have to be so close to the Braun Purim. Rabbi Ruchel says it a little different. He says that you shouldn't need the seichel. The goof has to be able to feel the difference. Avad, it is Chas v'Shalom. You can't say that there's a mitzvah not to know the difference between Haman and Mordechai. There's no such mitzvah. You have to know, Mestane Hashem Esno, we have to know that people that are Mestane Hashem, they have to be our own. Imagine if we have a Tzayna that we hate. Oyivim Hoyuli, the film says. It's not enough to Mestane Hashem Esno. That's one starga. You have to have Mestane Hashem Esno. But it has to be also Oyivim Hoyuli, the Beis Halevi, that's starting plus in film. You have to feel that someone's the same Hashem, that's Oivim Hoyoli, and this is what we could become on Purim. We could reach that darga. I just want to leave with maybe one thought. In Lakewood, they say over the following story. Three Bachim came into a barn. One is dressed with a turban and a costume, and one was carrying pots and pans on one side, the other was carrying pots and pans. You ever heard the story? They walked into a barn. They shooted themselves. And I want to show you what it means on Purim. We dress up our children. I'm afraid to say something here. Somebody could hear, but People dress their children like Israeli soldiers. I can't understand that. I remember when my son was born, he was born in one of my sons was born in Shire Tzedek. So the nurse comes out, yes, look a chayav. I said, no, it'll be a chayav, but not what you mean. A chayav to the brain sore. Yes, look a chayav. There's things that we're not allowed to do. That's not the Mahakaful. The Baron looked at them and started laughing. Chap, what is it? Anybody chap what they were pastel? Nobody chap. No. Tell me. He was dressed with, the middle guy was dressed with a turban and sort of like a lavush of Middle Eastern lavush, and the one person was holding pots and pans on this side, the other one holding pots and pans. We're talking about a Rambam before. It was the Rambam and the Neise Kelim. Baron chap like this. You see, Baron was a goyim. They came in to be the Sameach for Baron. This is what you sell. This is how you're supposed to. This is called getting dressed on Purim, not to dress up like something that's what? Excuse me. There's even an apple because a person can change. On Purim, you can change things in 1 second. That's why we read the Megillah twice. To concretize that the Rebbeinu Shalom on Purim did for us, that he changed the massive. It was one massive, and all of a sudden it was a different massive. The same, the Derech HaTeva. And that goes in the Kollel that a person can change. A person has a koyach to be hapachul. That's what we want to achieve on Purim. That's our goal. If that's our goal, I hope that Be'ez Hashem will feel the difference. We'll go to it. We'll read the Megillah properly. It's mind-boggling that it's true that I always read the Megillah over for my mother. One of the reasons is maybe my mind also wants. It's very hard. I didn't have a Megillah, and I point to this. From now on, I saw this from everybody else. I'm going to start reading it together with the Chazan. He says that's called the Chiddush. Our Koppel and the Eishah should help that we should use that matana. That when after the whole day of Purim that we gave matana to Yenim, and we gave Shlachmonas not to the people that we lost. Try to give matana to Yenim and Shlachmonas to the people that have kindness on us, make them feel good, make up with them. And after the aspects of the Yom and understanding what the Yom is all about, we should be zeichet to be via the Rab and come to the Darga that in the Suda we should ask for things. Force and short. Whatever a person needs, Aliyah B'Teirah, Anosa, Full.